Okay. I want to say that, well, I want to get in at least my high end. Because believe it or not, my low and my act of kindness are intertwined, even though it's ridiculous why it is. So basically my high was, last night you got to see a good episode of Masked Singer. But now we get into my low. In trying to perform my act of kindness, well, you guys know that the day before I got in a rather harsh argument with really a not very good person whom I've called the Eric Cartman of Corning, New York. And yeah, that was bad, but honestly I can move past it because, the famous Dr. Seuss saying, those who mind don't matter, those who matter don't mind, all that stuff. Unfortunately, though, I kind of made it worse. But again, this is completely by accident. It's really stupid how it even came to this at all. See, it was yesterday morning, and at this time of year, pretty cold out in the morning, right? And I noticed that this person's car door was open. He just left the car and left the door wide open. I mean, the keys were still in the ignition, the car was turned off, but the door was wide open. On a pretty cold day, probably not a good idea to do that. So, I decided to do the polite thing and close the door. Anyone would have done. Literally throughout the entire day, people were saying, bro, I would have done the exact same thing you did. Right? One problem, though. The Eric Cartman of Corning, New York. Now, keep in mind, I can only see if the car door is open. There was no other thing you would even see, right? Apparently, and this is where it gets really stupid, he left a coffee cup on the area in a car door, like where you would rest your arm and actually, here's, technically what I'm about to show you would be my passenger side, but imagine it's the driver's side, right? Like sitting on my couch, right? Imagine, the armrest, where on the door, that's where he left the coffee. And obviously I shut the door, coffee got all over his car, you get the idea. First of all, you do know that, car doors pretty much have cup holders at the bottom, right? So already that's his mistake. Second of all, if you were really that concerned about leaving your coffee outside, I mean, yeah, it's cold outside, but your coffee's going to be hot enough where, being outside for a few minutes really isn't going to hurt it. So, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm in the wrong, too, for just simply shutting the door and not really looking behind the door. But no one would look behind the door. No one would. It's ridiculous. And he actually decided to make things worse by throwing stuff around everywhere. And basically, in trying to prove whatever point he had, he just became a 5-year-old. Yeah, again, have I mentioned this guy is the Eric Cartman of Corning, New York? He's the Eric Cartman of Corning, New York. Right down to how fat he is and everything. Anyway, that's my rant about that. Trust me, it doesn't ruin my day at all because in the end, I did an act of kindness. I did what anyone else would have done. All I can really do is move on. But honestly, I've been putting up with this guy for years, and it's getting ridiculous. Actually, the city of Corning has been putting up with this guy for years, and it's getting ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to talk about the Masked Singer, shall I? Good morning, and happy Thursday, everyone. So, the Masked Singer had the Group B finals. Sometimes I keep forgetting which group is which. I mean, obviously, each group has different masked contestants, but, obviously, last night was the Mallard, the Queen of Hearts, the Caterpillar, and the Banana Split. And all the performances are great. You know, the Mallard did I just want to fly. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just want you to fly. Like that song. Which I'm not gonna lie, it was sad that the Mallard got eliminated, because that was like a pretty good version of that song. And honestly, you ever hear like your favorite song on the radio, but for like years up until you actually look up the lyrics to the song, like you can only guess what the lyrics are and sort of, sort of guess what it is, right? So pretty much like, this is the first time I ever heard that song, and I legit had a good idea as to like what the song was. But yeah, Mallard did Fly by Sugar Ray. Banana Split did Poker Face by Lady Gaga, which it has been a long time since I heard that song. Caterpillar did Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks, who was actually almost eliminated, by the way, at first. Yeah, the Caterpillar got eliminated too. But the Caterpillar almost got eliminated because of Jenny pressed the I know who it is button, the take it off button, because she thought that the Caterpillar was Jake Gyllenhaal, and it wasn't. And finally, the Queen of Hearts did She's Got You by Patsy Cline. And I just mentioned that the Caterpillar and the Mallard got eliminated, so the Banana Split and the Queen of Hearts, they're both moving on. So the Mallard who got eliminated first was Willie Robertson of Duck Dynasty fame, which, darn it, the guy was a Mallard and a Mallard is a duck. How would no one... I can't believe no one got that. But the Caterpillar was Bobby Burke of Queer Eye from the Straight Guy fame. I'm like... Here's the thing. Shows like Duck Dynasty and Queer Eye never really appealed to me, or in the case of Queer Eye, especially back in its heyday, not that it doesn't have a heyday now, but like back then, like it was a combination of like I was too young to watch it technically, and I just didn't know what channel it was on. Seriously, like I'll never forget like how many times in high school people would talk about shows that were on TV, and I'm like, great. Can you explain what channel they're on for me, please, so maybe I can watch this? Seriously. I miss on, like, here's the thing. I haven't even, like, it's the reason why, like, yeah, I mean, I know Friends is on Fox, and yeah, I watch Fox a lot, but that was a combination of, again, if it wasn't animated, I don't want to watch it. I never saw Friends until, years later, even now. In fact, like, seriously, I think I started watching Friends literally right around the time I started making videos. Maybe a little bit sooner than that, but yeah. Or earlier than that, or later? The point is, it was like before I started making videos, that's when, I started getting into Friends a little bit. Although, fun fact, since I'm talking about Friends, no kidding, I follow Peas Macarons on Facebook, right? And the owner of Peas Macarons is making macarons that are shaped like Monica's Thanksgiving turkey head, with the glasses and like the hat. I forget what kind of. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the hat. But if you're a Friends fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's gonna look really cool. Like seriously, I've seen what like the little cookie Macs look like. The ones that are actually shaped like the turkey. They look really cool. But like, I don't know. Now I'm just spitballing here. So, yeah. Funny, I'm talking about my thoughts on The Masked Singer, and I'm then talking about Friends that was originally on Fox. I was talking about Fox a lot, apparently. Who knew? So, yes, last night was a great episode of The Masked Singer. But here's what I'm wondering. Both Group A and Group B each have 2 contestants each, and we're doing the final literally 2 weeks from now. Yeah, they're not doing the night before Thanksgiving, which, I don't know, it's kind of a missed opportunity. I would think watching a really good episode of The Masked Singer would be like the perfect thing to do to kick off, the Thanksgiving time, I guess. I say time because people are off Thanksgiving, then I go back to work like that Friday. I don't know. I mean, yeah, students are off of school around that time. They go home and everything. But for the most part, like, you know, honestly, if you're like, oh, I get why, you know, people don't have off on Friday because it's quote unquote Black Friday, which I'm just saying right now, if you're one of those people that goes shopping Thanksgiving night, you have no soul. I don't do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've legit seen this happen, and keep in mind, I was dragged into doing it once because it was never my idea. And I see why, like, a lot of people get annoyed by it. I mean, yeah, I know why people want that because, you know, they want to get, you know, the best possible gift at the best price as soon as possible before it runs out. But still, you know, let people enjoy Thanksgiving. You know, if you really want to, you know, get your stuff early, wait until actually Black Friday starts. Not at midnight, no. Do like 6, 7 a.m. That's fine. Gives everyone a good 8 hours of sleep to rest off all the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the stuffing and all the other sides and hors d'oeuvres and everything. You know, do that, you know. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. You know, let people be with their families. And speaking of families, today's video, I actually want to dedicate it to a certain family that I know. Now, I talked about this person in the past before, specifically right after, you know, this person had died. His name was Dan Manganaro. And today is his birthday. Now, for those of you who don't already know, I knew Dan Manganaro because when I was a senior at Horseheads, he was a freshman. And believe it or not, he was actually a teammate of mine when we both wrestled together. So, I knew him pretty decently. I mean, again, I'm a senior. It's funny. I'm a senior on the cusp of graduation, going to a bigger, brighter future. And meanwhile, Dan Manganaro was albeit, seriously, like, him and his other, like, classmates in that freshman class, they were, like, wild and crazy kids, man. But you know what? In spite of that, I still felt that at that time, Horseheads had a very promising future. And, you know, Dan Manganaro wanted to be a nationally ranked, you know, wrestler in college. You know, he's a great lifter, like everything, right? And, you know, he's just a guy who was taken from us too soon. So, to the Manganaro family, or Mango family, is seriously, literally like Dan and all of his siblings were just called Mango, which Manganaro, Mango, you know, shorten it. Plus, who doesn't like mangoes? Mangoes are cool. Anyway, this video will be dedicated to the Manganaro family. May this find you well during these trying times. I hope you're doing well during what I do consider to be this holiday season. Personally, I started on Halloween, but that's just me. Or really October 1st, but that's just me. And, you know, if you need anything, you may know how to contact me, just follow me on social media platforms and whatnot. So to end this video, I'd like to end it with a story. I have told the story before, but not for a while, where I mentioned how he and I were teammates in wrestling. And the way, before a wrestler goes out to wrestle, the team gets together, they clap, sort of pump them up and get ready to go. And I'll never forget, I heard this story the first time at the banquet we had, the sort of like party at the end of the year, where our head coach talked about how every time before Dan Manganaro would go out to wrestle, he would walk up to Danny and ask, give him some words of encouragement, stuff like that. And then he'd ask, "Are you ready?" And his exact words were, and I quote, "I ain't scrrd." So, to Dan Manganaro himself, yes, it is sad you are gone. But as long as I remember those words, I ain't scrrd. I'm not afraid to keep moving forward in life. Live by your example. I won't be scrrd. Okay? I won't be scrrd. And I don't think any of you should be scrrd either. So, there you go. Like, favorite, chat, the subscribe button, find me on YouTube. Anchor, help me this video for you guys watching Joe for the movie. A wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Sorry, I forgot the name of the week. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me here, Manganaro, so back. Take care and make good choices. And always, and if ever you're in doubt, just try and tell yourself, # I ain't scrrd. See ya.